The White House has claimed foreign countries will pay for the new tariffs, but companies are saying not so fast, consumers will pay for them. So they're taking matters into their own hands and are essentially tariff shaming the president. Despite only considering breaking out tariff charges on its Amazon Haul site, that company was still denounced by the White House for the, quote, hostile and political act. Turns out a lot of companies are now willing to be hostile and political. Major names like Peterbilt, Honeywell, Crestron Electronics, and Micron Technology are adding tariff surcharges to their products. Some places are getting creative about it. For instance, Dame Products, a company which deals in, quote, sexual wellness, has added something special to their online shopping cart, a graphic of Trump's hairstyle to make it clear who's responsible for higher prices. Trump supporters are saying tariffs will strengthen the economy in the long run, but while we're waiting for the long run, companies are saying, don't blame us. Do they have it right? Joining us now is Alexandra Fine, the co-founder and CEO of Dame Products. Alexandra, nice to have you here. I asked my team to book a guest who sells widgets, and they came up with you. Go figure. What is your thinking?
My thinking.
Go ahead. Tell me your thinking behind this.
I want to let people know what the cost is of these tariffs. Other countries aren't paying for it. I'm paying for it. Small business and large business owners are the people who are actually fronting the bill for these tariffs.
So are you forwarding that cost now to your customers, or are you absorbing it yourself?
We're absorbing a lot of that cost, but we wanted to give customers the information so they understand what that additional cost is for us. So it's $15 per product on average. That's quite a bit. And we wanted them to understand that that cost is something that we have to pay and that we are passing some of that on to them.
I know that Forbes singled you out as, one of the 30 under 30 and gave you that recognition and that you're viewed as an innovator. So I'm curious to know, don't you want to sell sneakers or, in your case, sexual wellness to Republicans too? Are you concerned that you're going to alienate a part of your client base?
Yes and no, and I think that was really interesting, the way the government called Amazon hostile and political. I'm not trying to be political. I'm trying to be transparent and honest about how these policies are impacting my business. So our decision to use Trump's hairstyle was more to be clear. So if we had just written surcharges, I don't think that people would have understood what those were. It wasn't about being political. It was about helping consumers understand the implications of these policies, which of course are political.
So the Wall Street Journal wrote about this issue and wrote about you, and I looked at the comments that were appended to the story. I'm going to put it up on the screen and I'll read aloud. Somebody said, so a sex toy company is documenting how we are getting screwed by China, priceless. Somebody else said, who says the Wall Street Journal readers have no sense of humor? This may be the funniest comment I've ever seen. The point that I want to raise is this. President says we're being treated unfairly by China. Yesterday in the news came a report that maybe China is about to negotiate. The markets were on fire yesterday. So maybe Trump is right. What do you think about that?
Trump is right about what?
About us being taken advantage of by the Chinese and by other governments, and that this leveling of the playing surface was a long time coming.
I don't think that the trade, I disagree with that. I don't think that if the idea was to move manufacturing back to the U.S., that is not what's happening. And if they come to the table, I'm not quite sure what it is that we plan on getting. If we have higher tariffs, those are still going to ultimately be passed on to the customers.
Okay, I guess what I'm saying is his argument is one of us having been historically treated unfairly, and that this was necessary to open up U.S. manufacturers, to open up U.S. retailers to markets that have been closed to them. And at the same time, perhaps we're going to cut, I hope, the debt and deficit. I'm just saying, if in the end he's right, and there's a robust response to this from the U.S. economy and our markets, as perhaps we saw yesterday, might you regret putting his image on your bills?
No, not at all. This is still his policy, and the way he's enacting it is irresponsible. it is existential for so many small businesses. Even after this moment, it's still going to have continued impact on small businesses. So no, I don't think that I'll regret it. And the markets aren't higher than they were. They are maybe going back to where they were. So it's not an improvement. It's us climbing ourselves out of a hole.
Alexandra, thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Great. Thank you, Michael. It was a pleasure.